Now, we told you yesterday about the biggest discovery of oil in Australia in the past 5 years. Santos and its partner Carnarvon Energy discovered a new field offshore northwest Western Australia. The pair were already designing the Dorado oil field, expected to produce up to 100,000 barrels of oil a day, when they sunk an exploratory well 50 kilometres away and discovered a fresh field known as Pavo. It could hold as much as 43 million barrels of oil. Net present value, you'd have to say, is about 4.3 billion US dollars. So no wonder Carnarvon Energy shares jumped 14% yesterday. Joining me now, Adrian Cook, Chief Executive at Carnarvon Energy, which owns 30% of these projects. Adrian, many thanks for your time. Just explain the process by which you went out and sunk that new well to discover this new Pavo field.
Good afternoon, Mark. So we started a bit over a month ago, or a bit further than that, but that's after quite a number of years of pre-work, as you say, targeting a resource about 50 kilometres from our primary Dorado field. So we drilled through down to about 3,000 metres below the seabed to a target that we thought before we started drilling had a resource potential of about 82 million barrels of oil. Yesterday, we were very proud to announce that the well had intersected and confirmed that we had quality light oil in the reservoir. What we've been able to do is confirm that the penetration is firmed up around 43 million barrels of the 82, and an adjoining accumulation, which we hope we get to drill next year, confirms the additional 40 million barrels to add to that 82 million barrel target, which as you say, is close to the Dorado field, which has 160 million barrels of oil in it. So it's all looking really promising out this way.
And the beautiful thing about this is the infrastructure that you're putting in place. The more oil, the more fields you can find that are neighbouring, you can actually tap into the infrastructure that's already there. So from that point of view, it really does minimise the cost and increase, if you like, the returns that you're going to get from these new discoveries.
Yeah, we really call these super profit barrels now. As you say rightly, the Dorado field will underpin facilities that can produce 100,000 barrels of oil a day. And we will have a fixed cost operation out there. So the more barrels that we can bring in, the lower the cost per barrel, and therefore the higher the margins for us. And at this point in time, what we've discovered at Pavo looks ideal to bring back into the Dorado facilities at an ideal time when the Dorado facilities begin to naturally decline like oil fields do. So yeah, we look like we have a strong resource here at these high flow rates for a good 4 to 5 years on a look-forward basis, which is very exciting and incredibly valuable.
And just an interesting one here, the oil that you're producing, which is a light crude, which is exactly what refineries would like to have, where does it ultimately get sold? Does it stay here in Australia or does it tend to go to Singapore where the big refineries are?
Yeah, look, unfortunately for us as a community around fuel security, this fuel is currently most likely to go into Asia for refining, to which it'll draw a whole host of products in terms of plastics and things that we use every day, through to mobility fuels for shipping, aircraft and our cars. So we'll have to bring it all the way back down again for use as we do each day. But yeah, given the refining positions in the country, this fuel will have to go to Asia before it comes back.
And there's also the argument that you'll hear, and no doubt you have heard, that we shouldn't even be exploring for new hydrocarbons because of the whole climate change issue, emissions and so forth. But the reality is that the world needs it. That's the reason why the oil price is as high as it is today. So, you know, there is no disincentive when you've got these, as you say, super profits that are able to be gained from new oil fields. There's no disincentive to exploring right now.
I feel personally that there's a real risk to communities around the world that our industry is just not investing in making these new discoveries. The demand is looking strong, and the great concern is the demand over an extended period of time exceeds the ability to supply the world of oil, and the result will be a very high oil price, and I think potentially higher than we're seeing today. it will be a scramble for limited supply before we as a globe are ready to transition in what I think is a responsible way. So I think, I did talk about these margins, but potentially they expand as prices rise. So for me, more important than that is how, as a community, do we ensure that this country secures the supply that it needs every single day?